Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Eliezer Malamed Shlita. We continue our learning for this week. We're actually going to approach the end of a chapter and begin a new chapter soon enough this week, Mir Hashem. But in the meantime, please continue davening for Chalei Tzvagan Yisrael, before Shalom L'Chol Petzua Yisrael, and a safe return of our hostages. We learn Le'ilei Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon Arav Deron V'Sheli Hashem Yikum Damo. The next chapter, Shikur V'Shasui. When one davens, you have to have clarity of mind. Another great Hebrew word. That when we look at some people, many who worship Avodah Zarah, they do so in a state of ecstasy. That when they have their form of worship, be'ezras samim alcohol, that they have to be under the influence of some sort of hallucinogenic, drugs, alcohol. When we turn to Hashem, this is done with a genuine sense of a depth of thought and clarity. And we actually, it's going to be, in this week's parsha, we're learning Acharei Mos, Shnei Bnei Aaron. So one of the stories of the death of the sons of Aaron, unfortunately, is because it says Shtu Yayin, that they were drinking before they performed the service. So therefore, the Torah tells us that Kohanim are not allowed to serve in the Beis HaMikdash if they've had anything to drink. And from this we learn that anybody who is drunk or anybody who is under the influence is not allowed to daven. Alcohol. So what's considered shasui? Someone who is under the influence even a little bit of alcohol. And it's a little bit different. It's difficult for him to focus and to organize his thoughts. But he still could speak in front of a king without making a fool of himself or without insulting the king. Shikur humisha shasaharbe. That's somebody who's, let's say, I guess they would call that buzzed. But shikur is someone who's drunk. Shasaharbe, somebody who drank too much. That if he was standing in front of a king, he would be unable to speak in front of the king. B'di'eved, so someone in the first category who's not completely drunk, but he's just a little bit under the influence, if he did daven, since he's able to speak in front of the king, yotzei de tfiloso, then his davening is still yotzei. Let's say he started to daven, and then he remembered that he was drunk, or a little bit under the influence, not fully drunk. Yisayim es tefillah, so you could finish your davening. Aval shikur, shehischil yispalo betos, chayiv l'hafsik miyad. But someone who's fully drunk, and he started davening when he shouldn't have, he has to stop right away. Because this is considered an abomination when he davens. Even if he said the whole davening, so he's not yotzei his chov of davening. And even if he straightens out and if he sobers up before the time of finishing davening, so then he has to repeat the davening. So in other words, if he started davening and he was drunk and then he recovers from his drunkenness and he sobers up and it's still time to daven, he should certainly make up his davening. We'll see more of this as we go along. Complicated halachas, and I know it comes into play, let's say in Purim, or for some people maybe more often than that, but we'll discuss a little bit more of this next time. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening. Please continue davening for Chalei Tzvagan Yisrael, for Shalom L'Chol Petzua Yisrael, safe return of our hostages, as we learn Le'ilei Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon Arav Deron V'Sheli Hashem Yikum Damo. Thank you so much again for listening. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you here next time.